Hi guys, welcome back to my channel once again. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to make this wrap pants. Okay, it is very simple and easy to make, so if you are interested in it, kindly watch till the end. I used about 1.5 yards of fabric for this. So this is my fabric and these are the measurements you'll be needing: waist, hip, and then the length of the pant. Okay, I divided the hip by 4. So next is to open the fabric and fold it into 2 on the wrong side. Okay, we are working on the wrong side, take note of that. After folding it into 2, this is how it looks like. First thing I'm going to do is to mark the wrong side and mark 3 inches in from the side. 3 inches. I'm doing this because I'll be adding a pocket to it. Okay, so after marking the 3 inches, connect the points together just like you see me doing. At this point I didn't know where my ruler was, that is why I'm using the tape measure. Next is the pants length, or the length of the shorts, plus 2 inches for folding. Okay, so the length of my pants is 15 inches plus 2 inches for folding, making 17 inches. So I marked the 2 inches and now the 15 inches. Okay, 2 inches down for folding and then 15 inches for the pants length, making 17. After that, I connected the points together to get a straight line just like this. Okay, so next thing I'm going to be doing is to divide my hip by 4 to get the crotch line. Okay, so I divided the hip by 4, which is 10.5, and I added 1 into the 10.5, making 11.5 for my crotch depth. So whatever you get for the crotch, you add 1 inch to it. Okay, that is after dividing the hip by 4. Next thing I did was to put in my crotch measurement, that is the hip by 4 plus 1 inch. Okay, so whatever you marked on the crotch line, you are going to mark the same thing on the new crotch line, and then the same thing on the waistline. Okay, so when you divide your crotch by 4, you just add 1 into it, mark it on the crotch line and then the waistline, just like this, and mark. Next, on the crotch line, I'm going to be going out by 2 inches and coming up by 2 inches as well. Then connect the points together this way. Next thing to do is to remeasure the crotch plus the 2 inches and mark the same thing on the hemline. Okay, so just like this, and connect the points together. From here, I'm going to go up by 1.5 inches. This is where I'll be inserting my elastic. Okay, for the waist. I'm not going to be making a waistband. That is why I'm adding the 1.5 inches to the waist. So from there, I extended the lines out. I'm going to go down by 7 inches from the natural waistline to get my pocket. Okay, not the 1.5 inches I added. So I'm cutting the pockets together with the pants. Okay, so that is the reason why I left the 3 inches over there. Next thing to do is to extend this line down. I didn't extend it to the hem well, so that is the only thing I did over here. And that is it for the pant. I pinned it down so that when I'm cutting, the fabric doesn't move. Okay, so I'm done with the front part of my pants. So I'm going to be using the front to cut out the back. Okay, so when you get to this point, you are going to cut it to the waistline. Okay, so I kept it a bit to make it easy for me when joining. Okay, so that is basically it. Next, I divided the pockets into two. I'm going to be using this to cut out my back. Okay, so I'm going to fold the fabric into two again and then place it on top of it this way. Pin it down so that when you are working, the fabric doesn't move. So I went in by 2 inches here, and then on the crotch line I went in by 3 inches. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is to come in by 2 inches here as well, and 2 inches down there as well. After that, I'll connect it to meet the crotch line. Okay, so that is it. And then I'll extend the line up just like this. Next thing I'm going to be doing is to go up by 1.5 inches at the center back. Okay, 1.5 inches, and then I'll connect it to meet the side of the waist. Okay, that is for the back. Next thing I'm going to be doing is to add about half inch to the side. Okay, so at this side I decided to make it 3 inches because the difference from the hem and then the upper part wasn't that much, so I maintained the 3 inches. But you can decide to make it a 2.5 inches and then 3 on the crotch. It will still work out. Okay, so I went ahead to cut it out. After that, I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so I have 2 pieces for the front and then 2 for the back. Make sure you mark the wrong side. Next thing I did was to cut out pieces of fabric. Okay, I'm going to add it to the pocket to make it long. The width of this is about 5 inches or 6 inches, and then the length should be the length of the pocket. Okay, so I'm just going to pin them together with right side facing each other. Take it to my machine and stitch. You are going to be pinning on all 4 sides. Okay, take note of that. And make sure you are pinning the wrong side to the wrong side and the right side to the right side. I'm having cold, so you have to spare my voice today. Okay, so that is it. After pinning, I'll take it to my machine and stitch. Okay, but before I take it to the machine, I'll go ahead and work on the center front and then the center back of the pants. Okay, so I'm going to pick one of them, of either the front and back, and start working on it. So at the center of the front, I'm pinning it down. Okay, pin it down till you reach the crotch line and stop there. So I'm going to be doing the same thing for the back. You pin it till you get to the crotch line. Okay, take it to your machine and stitch. So after stitching, this is what I have. Okay, I joined the center back and then the pocket, and I did my overlock to finish the raw edges. Okay, I did this for both front and then back. Next thing I'm going to be doing is to join the front and back. Before I do that, I'm going to be cutting a fabric for the wrap. Okay, so the width of the front is about 23 inches and the length is about 19 inches. Okay, so I'm going to retake the length. Okay, fold the 1.5 inches in and fold the 2 inches in for folding. Okay, whatever you get, that is going to be the width you are going to use. Make sure you add half inch seam allowance all round. Okay, so the width is 23 here, so that is what I have here, the same width. Okay, because I'll be folding half inch in. Okay, and for the pants itself, I'll be stitching 1/2 inch, okay? So at the end of the day, it's going to be the same, okay? So this is a 17 inches for the length I used. So next thing I'm going to be doing is to place the front on the back with right side facing each other, and I'm going to pin it down, take it to my machine and stitch, okay? So I'm going to start by pinning this part down, and then I'll be pinning the sides as well, okay? Take your time and pin everything. Make sure everything is in line before you stitch, or you just pay attention to how I am pinning everything and do the same thing, okay? I'll repeat the same thing on this side as well. So like I said, I'll be stitching 1/2 inch all around because that is what I added, okay? Make sure you do that. So that is it, from this side all through to the hem of the pants, okay? And 1/2 inch on the side as well. So after stitching, this is what I have, okay? Next thing I'm going to be doing is to fold the waist in this way. That is 1.5 inches, and pin it down. Take it to your machine and stitch 1.5 inches all around. I actually changed something on the waist. I'll explain to you later, okay? So with the hem also, fold it into on top of each other this way. That is 2 inches, and stitch, okay? So when I was stitching, I realized when I get to the pocket, if I make it 1.5 inches, it wasn't folding over there, okay? So I made it 1.25, okay? So you can either make it 1.25 or 1. This is the side I'm talking about. If you fold 1.5, it falls on the pocket, okay? So take note of that. And then with the hem, I folded 2 inches in, and I stitched also. Next thing I did was to cut my band, elastic band, which is 27 inches long, okay? My waist is 29, but the band is 27, and at the end of the day, I'll be stitching 1/2 inch on both sides as well. So I took 3 inches off my waist, okay? Take notes of that. So this is the wrap, and I went ahead to sew 1/2 inch in on all 4 sides, okay? Next thing I'm going to be doing is to place it on top of my pants this way, making sure the side is exactly on the seam, okay? So just place it at the side, making sure it is on the seam, and start pinning. But then make sure you are not pinning on the waist. That is the 1.5 inches we added, because I'll be putting an elastic over there, and when you pin on it, the elastic won't be able to pass through, okay? That is the only reason. After that, go ahead and stitch on top of it. After stitching, this is what I have, okay? This is how it looks like after stitching. Next thing I'm going to be doing is to put in my elastic. So watch how I'm going to do it. I put my safety pin through it, and I left space at the center front, okay? Just a little space. That is where I'll be inserting my elastic. Take your time and do this. You can actually use a smaller elastic if that is what you have. So this is what I have. After, I'll go ahead and then stitch 1/2 inch over there. After stitching the 1/2 inch, just pull it in, and it will automatically enter. Now top stitch the opened parts over there. After fitting, the wrap was very long, so I had to take excess, okay? So this is what you have to do to get your exact waist, okay? Take your actual waist measurement and then add 3 inches or 2.5 inches to it. to get the accurate wrap for your body. Okay, waist measurement plus 2.5 inches or 3 inches. That is what worked for me. This is because after putting the band, it goes back to your natural waist. Okay, next thing I did was to cut another fabric of length 26 and width 3.5 inches. Okay, I'm going to fold it into two on the wrong side and stitch about ½ inches. Next thing I'm going to do is to put my safety pin in and pull it out through to the other side to get the right side. Okay, after that I folded ½ inch in on both sides to finish the raw edges. So after everything, make sure you press it down and make sure the seam is at the center. Okay, so I took it to my machine and then stitched at the tip. Next thing I'm going to do is to place it on the wrap and then the side of the pants. Okay, so on the wrap, this is how I'm going to do it. Just place it on top of it this way, making sure the seam is facing down. Okay, I'm going to be pinning it on the pant itself. So same way I did for the wrap, I'll go ahead and pin it on the pant itself, just like this. Okay, after I took it to my machine and stitched, and this is the final look of the pant. I hope you enjoyed these tutorials. Don't forget to like, comment and share my videos. Bye.